You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have recorded this while I was at the ocean.
Oh, hello Federal Trade Commission. I just wanted to let you know that in compliance with your 2013 update entitled .com Disclosures, that the book I'm about to discuss and review was sent to me free of charge by a publisher in exchange for my honest review. So, if you're watching, I hope you enjoy.
Hello again. Today I want to talk a little bit about Inland by Kat Rosenfeld. I have wanted to read Amelia Ann is Dead and Gone by the same author. It's her first novel since I saw the little square banner on Goodreads flash it and I read the description and I really wanted to get it and I really wanted to read it, but it just didn't happen and I never got around to it. If you haven't seen the other reviews of this book, this is the story of Callie, or Calypso, is her real name, which I think is actually awesome and don't know why she didn't go by that the entire time, because if my name was Calypso, I would definitely want to be called Calypso. But this book follows Callie Morgan from the time her mother dies off the coast of California where they live. In the ocean, she drowns, and her father is so upset that he moves Callie and himself inland to sort of middle America, and they stay there, and Callie gets incredibly sick and is unable to breathe and has these sort of asthma attacks and is always in and out of the hospital, doesn't have any friends, isn't really doing well at school. It's really not a good situation. But then one day, Callie's father is offered a job in Florida on the coast by the water, and he doesn't really want to take it because the memories are really strong, but eventually it's too good of an offer, the pay is really good, and he goes and he brings her, and Callie is finally able to breathe. She kind of stops having these attacks, she gets to have a normal life as a teenage girl, and things actually start to look up. She meets this guy named Ben, and he's really great, and they become really good friends, and suddenly she has all of these friends, and she kind of goes on a date with this Ben guy, and it's awesome, and then she kind of starts to hear the river. And if you're wondering what I mean by hear the river, it's kind of calling to her. She sort of feels this pull of the water, the ocean more than anything else, and it's sort of, you know, it keeps rolling back. Oh, look at this, we can wave this book. So the ocean is calling to Callie, and she sort of starts to learn to swim. Her aunt comes over from California and sort of teaches her how to swim and lives with them for a while, and suddenly she is feeling a lot better. Her father spends a lot more time at work, kind of ignores her, and then something happens. I think this book started off very well. I think the sort of flowery, dreamlike language that was used in the very beginning was incredibly effective. I was expecting the whole book to be like that. It kind of threw me off for a YA novel at first, but I think that it was incredibly successful. And suddenly when the writing style changed a little bit and it turned into more of like your classic YA character voice, that was not so appealing to me. I didn't particularly love any of the characters. Callie, the only thing I really liked about her was that her name is actually Calypso. I felt that she wasn't given a lot of information about her life or her choices, which doesn't help someone to make better choices. And so I think she just made a lot of poor choices because she was uninformed, which bothered me. Uninformed characters, why do we have them? Her aunt was kind of a crazy person, so of course I sort of connected with her a little bit, but I don't think she was as well developed as she could have been. Her father was kind of a terrible person. I didn't really like him. Ben was okay. The kid she goes on a couple dates with, he was great. He seemed like a normal individual. He seemed like he had a really good heart. He was a really good person. He was okay. I liked him. This is an incredibly character-driven rather than plot-driven story. It really all depends upon how pretty much the main character is feeling at the time for the story to go anywhere. However, I found the ending to be exceptionally unclear. It is one thing to sort of leave your readers hanging, and it's another to leave them without a legitimate idea or version of events that they can believe. You can't give people too many things to think about, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So I was a little bit irked by the ending, but I really sort of identified with this story a little bit. The fact that Callie and her mother are both called to the ocean definitely hit home for me. not in a very creepy, mysterious way, but also because I read this and then about a week later I was actually in the ocean, so that was kind of a coincidence, and I definitely identified with that. Overall, I would give this book about 3 out of 5 stars. I think it definitely had the potential to go somewhere else and then chose not to. I look forward to reading Amelia Ann is Dead and Gone because I've heard a lot of really great things about it, and I would definitely like to try it, especially since I meant to before I read this one. But until that time, I hope you're having lovely weeks and lovely lives, and I'll see you very soon.